So this is 51.
Welcome to Froning Friends. This is 51?
Holler.
51, I'm pretty
Because
sure.
we did 50 without Elly. Ellie's
Without Elly.
back.
Welcome back, Elly.
The first episode without Elly.
How did
I
it
thought
go?
we did well. Did you not listen to it? You even
did
listen to it?
No. Well,
Did you boycott
no.
it because you were like, ass?
I was like, oh my
son's,
gosh, it's a dude's. I'm so upset. No, I didn't boycott it. I just haven't had time.
You listen to all these other podcasts, but you don't even listen
You're
to a
right.
podcast with your
So,
friends.
Okay, I'm going to be just honest. Maybe I shouldn't. I clicked on it and I heard you say, Ellie's not here today. And I was like, next podcast.
Oh, see? You were right.
I told you she'd butt hurt. I knew she would be.
Hurt.
He texted me
I was
early
proud
that
of
day, and he was
you.
like, do you think she'll be okay? And I'm like, of course she'll be
why didn't you
okay.
tell
Why
me
would she
you were
not be
doing
okay?
Well, because I hadn't planned on doing it. And then
You texted him
not
and
earlier in the day. It was after you'd already left.
Yeah, you were gone.
Midday, mid-afternoon, and I was like, Austin really wants to do a podcast.
That's awesome.
We
I'm
got
so
Austin
proud
and
of your
Paul,
dude's podcast.
and I was like, let's
I
go
was
ahead.
right there.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
he was
that's
up
awesome.
at Matt's.
I
I just wanted to watch the Notre Dame game.
Amazing.
Yeah. That was a good podcast.
I will.
I was
listen
surprised
to it
there
tonight.
were not more long, awkward silences.
Austin and Paul are super chatty though.
They are super chatty, but I didn't know. Like, I've never
Yeah.
led the podcast.
No, it
I'm
was
so
good.
proud of you. Good job. You can do it.
Yeah. Did you start a
We
clock?
tagged it.
Anybody
It
start a
wasn't
clock?
just.
Oh,
It
I
wasn't
can.
just me. Jim led some
Good
too.
job. Oh well, I know that.
No, it's been fun. Like we can do this now. I remember in the beginning. Can you go back and watch any of the ones in the beginning, the
I haven't
podcast?
in a
Is it
long
bad?
time.
Is it
No.
painful?
It's pretty awkward.
A little awkward.
It's pretty
silences.
awkward. But it's cool now because, like, I totally forget that there's a camera that's being recorded. I just start.
I keep looking at the red light to make sure it's on.
I don't even see a red light.
Thanks.
Where is it?
I see the
Is
red
it
light.
on? Okay, good. Someone sees a red light?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
see
that's
a
So
red
like
light.
sometimes I'll just be like,
Did you
Gotcha.
come up with
So
your
you can
book
see.
list?
oh yeah.
Did you come up with your $3,000 gym list?
I meant
I didn't.
to
I
remind
couldn't-
you.
I actually
couldn't
thought
about
remember
that
if it
a
was.
few times.
I meant
I
to
couldn't
text
remember
you
if
and
it was
tell you.
3,000. I couldn't remember the money.
I think. I mean, regardless. I
I
feel
mean,
like
here's
that would
what
be
you
a good
need.
one.
Here's what you need, and you can add this up. You guys can go to Rogue, but what you need is
I'm typing this out. I want to know.
a
Yeah.
yoke.
Yoke.
The smaller of the yoke, because
A
you can
yoke?
it doubles as a squat stand. If you want to, you can get the higher uprights to not have the pull-up bar, but I think you should just use a regular one. You get a bench. You get an Ohio bar.
Oh wait, hold on. Bench. Ohio bar.
Then you get either the P4. There's the wall mount pull-up system or the ceiling mount, depending on your.
Oh, the wall mount's solid. That's a solid piece
It's a
of
solid
equipment.
piece of equipment,
I have that at
and
home,
you can
it's
bar
awesome. Yeah.
muscle up on it. Even taller people can. You get a ring hanger. I think they're like $60. You get a set of wood rings. You get dumbbells at 35s, 50s, and if you can go 75s, do 75s. A med ball, depending on if you're working out by yourself, a 20 or a
35s?
14.
We're gonna put this in the show notes. 50s and 75s.
35s, 50s, 75s.
Okay, and then what was next?
20 and 14 pound med ball. Plates, depending on how much money you have left over. The Rogue Echo or Eco plates, I think it's just Echo plates, are great. You can get a kettlebell, a 35, a 53, and a 70.
Kettlebell 35
Make sure you get clips for your barbell.
clips.
Good
gotta
idea.
Smart.
That's got to be around 3,000, and if
You
not,
think?
it may be a little under. I think
I
we're
think
under
that's
budget.
under right now.
And
We
so-
should go on like later.
What
and
any
just,
kind
like,
of mat
check it
though?
out.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like
Map it out.
Yeah, you could get some stall mats. You can go Tractor Supply or Dolomer, or even if you can get some Regapol, they make sheets or whatever. You can get a roll of it.
whatever that one that you let me borrow. That's Sarah Sigmund's
Oh,
daughter's
that's just
mat
from the games.
But
yeah,
that
but it's
thing,
super thin.
I take that everywhere. Like last weekend I was at a track and like it's so functional. You can
Functional.
so like you're laying
That
on the
is nice.
concrete and it's just that little bit is like the perfect for travel.
I think you're at a good start there. And then depending on how much money you have left over, you get one of the 100s or 150 sandbags because you can
Oh,
fill those, and those are
sandbags.
cheap.
Sandbags are awesome.
Those sandbags are incredible, the Strongman sandbags. And then if you have money left over for a machine, either a rower, a bike, I would go with a rower or an assault bike or echo bike. Would be the first, machines I would get. And then depending on what you have left and as you go, add on a machine every once in a while. But I think It's a pretty solid start right there.
Yeah.
I don't really
That's
know
really-
of
What does
anything.
a yoke cost? Is a yoke expensive?
They're not super expensive, I don't think.
Let's see.
That and your plates are probably going to be your most expensive.
Yeah, you can do a lot with.
What's the new piece of equipment you just bought that you?
Oh, the Rhino squat stand. It's a belt squat.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty sweet. I'm interested to do some different things with that, especially with my knee. Doing some.
What does it do exactly? I look
There's
at it and I don't understand what it is.
Basically, you just, if you have a shoulder injury or a back injury, you can do squats with it. But then there's all kinds of different things that people do with it now, like marches and. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff.
You got
with
that
it.
from Rogue.
Got it from Rogue. Rogue just got those.
Would Senior come up and nail it to the floor?
Oh yeah, that thing's not moving now.
Really?
Oh
It's
yeah.
set?
I
Nice.
saw
Set.
I saw concrete dust
It's
everywhere
set
the other
in
day. I thought, oh
stone,
wow,
literally.
something just happened.
The yokes are like $500.
Yeah,
Give
so
or
that's
take.
not bad.
That's not bad. So like I said, you got plates and a bar is probably your next bigger expenses, and then, like I said,
Why the
depending on
Ohio bar? Why did you
just
say
a
that?
good all-around bar. I like the stainless Ohio bar. If I was just to get, I mean, you can Olympic lift with it, but it's also a good powerlifting bar as well. The knurlings on it's pretty good. And then, I mean, the more and more you grow and have want to add to your gym, then you go Olympic bar or whatever.
That
you
wasn't
wanna do,
really
but
funny. I was
machines.
just thinking, like, as you grow.
Oh,
as
you get swole.
stronger.
You get swollen.
The more jacked you
As you
get.
get swole, you can add heavier ones.
I'm trying to think if there's anything left off there.
I was just trying to think of things
Jump
that
rope.
you absolutely
Oh,
use
yeah.
all the time.
But I think most people have a jump rope.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like probably they already have their stuff in their gym.
You'd add
bag.
parallettes in there, parallel handstand
You
push-ups.
can make your own parallettes.
You can make your own
I have a really
parallettes.
janky pair that one of my friends from school made for me way back when.
Janky.
We're gonna have to do
Out
it.
of
Janky.
PVC
Is that a-
pipes?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like a little
Those-
wobbly, so it's like that
Yeah,
extra.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good practice.
We're gonna have to
Living
run
on
a
the
total on that and see exactly what it was.
Yeah.
We can look it
But you
up.
buy
I'm
all that
interested.
stuff from RogueFitness.com.
That should be like the Rich special or something.
There you go.
Yep.
Talk to Bill and Katie about that.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool.
So
Yeah.
whenever I program the M60, that's what I take into account. All of that equipment, basically. If somebody had all of that, minus the machines, I don't really put any of the machines in there, but we can give options for that. But so when I do the M60 programming, that's what I think about, is if people had basically that set of equipment that I just named. Minus, I don't think I put parallel
Nice.
stuff in there.
It kind of amazes me that your brain works that way. That's a lot of things to be visualizing at one time.
What I do is what I've been doing is taking the workouts that we've done and then
Mhm.
take out machines and then do some other stuff. So
I'm pretty sure there's still a piece of my soul on the floor from this morning's workout.
that was pretty terrible.
You guys have actually kind of ramped it up now. It's kind of
I don't really mean to, is the thing. We're like, let's do
Feels
this.
like
and
it
then,
is a little more ramped up.
yeah.
This
It's
morning
gotten
was awful.
legit now.
Well,
Well,
I mean, we got January's when we're going to do the first competition, so.
Right. It's happening, so you might as well.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like those days where you go, like in the middle of the workout, you're like, oh my gosh, wow, that was grossly overprogrammed. That's happened a couple days in a row, and that usually
Yeah.
doesn't happen multiple days in a row, you know?
Yeah, usually you tone it down after the first one.
The one day
What?
last week where you said, I'm sorry, you guys. that's when you know.
What day was that? What workout was
It had to
that?
be like Wednesday evening, right? What was it? It was like the
Oh,
standing
gosh.
biker burpees over
yeah,
the thing.
yeah. It was
like
1,000
5
1,000
million.
meter.
Oh gosh, but that was after
The
some
lunge.
morning. That was
Yeah.
terrible. That was
It was
after
awful
the
morning,
legless.
but we did, it was a
Ugh.
1,000-meter bike, standing with a damper of 10, 15 burpee box get-overs. So it was 3 rounds of that. The burpee box get-overs were 48 inches. Straight into 5 rounds of 5 bench at 225 and 5 muscle-ups. Straight into 3 rounds of 100-foot walking lunge with an axle in the front rack at 165 and 30 GHDs.
Yeah, I think the GHDs were first.
It was. Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
was so
And I
bad.
scaled that, and it still stole a piece of my soul.
You
know,
in the
when I-
middle of it,
like,
I was like, Jim, because we did waterfall. I was like,
Right.
Jim, I'm only on round 2. I
That
was
made
like,
me
he's
feel
gonna
good
catch
because
me.
I wasn't going to catch you because
Yeah.
I was only on round 2.
Oh, I
so.
thought you were on 3, and I was
Right.
like, he's gonna catch me and be standing around. I'm sorry, Jim.
I have to be honest. I have always trusted you when it
Mhm.
comes to working out.
That
I
one,
have.
you shouldn't.
I have always trusted
You
you.
should
but-
learn.
Well, here's what happened. I no longer trust you with deadlifts.
I ruined that, huh? Sorry.
deadlifts.
Why
Were
is
you
that?
sore today? You
Uh,
sore from those deadlifts yesterday?
So this is what I know,
Oh, okay.
which was incredible.
so then
because,
trust me.
Yeah, but you're always like, let's do this at 60,000 pounds.
But
And then the next day you're like, I overestimated that a little bit.
today or yesterday I went on the easier side.
You did it, yeah.
and we were fine.
No. I'm so sore.
I've only had one deadlift workout that was completely and totally and utterly
overprogrammed. It was so wrong.
That was awful.
But, so here's what happened to me yesterday. I told Elle when we got done, deadlifts have been the hardest movement for me. And that was the first time yesterday, and I haven't even been training in a while. Mm-hmm. And for the first time, that felt right. And it wasn't all that heavy.
Right.
But
225 is still good.
But I literally was like, this is not killing me. I'm doing this.
I'm not going to die.
The push-ups were really hurt.
The push-ups were the hardest part of that workout. It was all push-ups.
Oh, I thought
I couldn't wait to get to the deadlift. That's never happened to me in CrossFit before, where I was like, I can't wait to get to the deadlift.
I want to get off this floor and lift up this bar.
And that made me feel really dang good when we finished.
That's
I was
awesome.
like,
good to go.
Yesterday too was like a fitness roller coaster. So it's like, you get in the evening fitness roller coaster where we go in and Rich is like, okay, we're deadlifting. You have 3 minutes to be ready. Let's go. Which
it wasn't 3 minutes. It was more than that.
You're right. It was like a minute and 15 seconds or something like that. It was a really short period of time.
I believe it was way longer than that.
There was really
we were standing around for a long time, and you could have been warming up that entire time.
And it was ominous and rainy, and it was really chilly. What did we used to say was roaming when it was ominous? Jackals. I think I saw jackal walk by.
This sounds like her bike trip.
yeah.
Anyway, so it was like ready, set, go. So we're doing this workout. I'm like, wow, okay, that was a good workout. But he had done a secret workout in the morning, so I knew I needed to do one more workout. So then I went up to him and said, hey, should I do your 200 GHDs?
And I said, no.
Wow.
No. But then he goes, well, why don't you just do 90 snatches?
I said, do the workout that I did
90
the other day.
30.
90 snatches.
30.
The best part was, though.
I said, why don't you do that? She goes,
okay, I didn't.
And she sat around for, I won't say 45. I'd say at least 30 minutes.
It was 42 minutes.
Okay, exactly. Well, I'm doing whatever. And I think
was
you came up to her like, so
socializing.
are you going to do anything else?
Yeah.
And she was like,
No, Shane asked me. So then
okay.
Tia's Shane goes, Elly, how does he do it? Elly.
No, that's not how he does it. But
I mean, that doesn't really sound like him, but go with it.
Are you done for the day?
well, so this is
Finish the story.
With
the accent.
Without the accent.
No, that's it. That was his question. I'm not accenting anymore. And then
the sad part was this. This was the sad
now all
part.
of Australia hates us. Thank you.
I love Australians.
She's got this total whiny voice.
Yep. It's 450.
But then she says it like this. She goes, "Oh, this is not my whiny voice." I'm like,
sounds just like Elly.
No.
I've been working on
Elly,
this.
did you put your voice in, Jim?
Well, so then
Shane jumps in, thankfully, and he's like, I'll get Tia to do it. And, Tia needs to do one more thing. We'll make this right. So he's trying to fix it.
No, it went from fitness bully to, which I'm thankful.
Bully.
We haven't gotten to the end of the story yet. There's a silver lining. Fitness bully
Silver
to
lining.
fitness capitalist, because then Shane's like, ooh, Tia, I could get Tia to do one more workout because Elly needs someone to do a workout with. So then his eyes light up.
Capitalist. Wouldn't that be socialist? Everybody gets fitness.
I think she meant more like capitalizing.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
Fitness
gets
communist?
Oh.
You get a little fitness.
You have to do this.
Maybe that's a new T-shirt.
There you go. The
Fitness
communist fitness.
Mayhem. Fitness communist.
I'm not sure that would go over so well.
Let's not do that.
Dear. So Shane sees that as okay, well then Tia can jump in and do this workout. So then now I'm just stuck.
Yeah.
There's no way out.
So then Maria
hurt you.
Sharapovich, 90 reps of snatches.
Yes.
Sounded like a tennis star.
Yeah.
I think they outlawed that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
No, they teach that so that it's a
I
distraction
know, but
technique.
I think they outlawed that.
How can you outlaw grunting?
That's not exactly grunting.
We should Google that.
We should find out.
Did they outlaw it?
Can you grunt
Yeah,
in tennis
you should.
now?
So long story short, we do the workout and then
It was a
Longer.
long story.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But then when we were finished, I was like, man, this is why we fitness and why you're surrounded by so many awesome people. Because I felt so happy after the workout was over. I was like, I just got so much better. Thanks for making me better yesterday. That was bad again. Thank you. I was thankful for it, but I had to get through that roller coaster first. And if I wasn't,
it wasn't really a roller coaster. You sat on the obstacle and played on your phone. And Jim said,
I was not playing.
Elly, are you working? Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't working.
Yeah.
I was so. Look at my sent messages. Anyway, so fitness bully was a good thing. I'm very appreciative. Thank you. Thanks, Tia, for doing it with me. and fitness capitalist, whatever you want to call Shane. It was good.
What's awesome is it kind of feels like everything's back on again, which is kind of cool.
There's a lot of energy, that's for sure.
I don't feel like they have banned it, but they said
No, I thought there was
I
like
don't know,
some
there's
rule
like
on it.
Defensive grunting. Is that the headline said?
So
What was
That's
your
really
book?
annoying.
What was your book list? So I just did my.
you did it. You freestyled that.
I think I did I want to see Price is Right. I want to know like how close I was to 3,000.
Yeah, we need to
oh
look that
yeah.
up.
For sure.
We should do that.
Did you
If
guys
it's
ever?
over, then you lose.
Then you lose.
Was it the
Sorry.
what was the one where the guy was on like the
Oh,
Himalayan, like, and then he
the
fell
mountain
off the
climber,
thing.
yeah.
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 yodeling?
Love it.
I love that show, actually.
Plinko.
What's
Yeah.
Darren doing?
Plinko.
Look at him. What is he doing?
He's on that one wheel.
Is that?
Plinko. Do you guys remember Plinko?
I do.
It was the
Yeah.
most
I think it was
worthless
like-
game ever,
Yeah,
but it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
you're
was
like-
it so
Everyone wanted to
exciting?
play.
Ding, 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 ding.
For sure.
That's
I
the
would
worst
love-
game though. Like you have no control.
No
It doesn't
control.
matter where you put it. Like it's just going.
Yeah, it is chance.
Chance.
At that point.
Yeah. Did you ever hear Ellen played Price is Right with Bill Gates on her show one
Oh
time?
yeah, and you said
Really?
he has no idea
It was
any idea of what stuff costs.
hilarious. He's like, I haven't been to a
That's
grocery
actually-
store in 20 years. So he had no idea. It was absurd
Must be nice.
to not go to a grocery store.
Not connected to reality.
I took 2 kids to the grocery store 2 days
Wow.
ago.
That's like an all-star
How'd that work
Did you
out?
end up with all kinds of stuff in your cart that
No,
you didn't know?
I did not.
Nice.
I had to feed them apples though in the store. Like, hey, I'll pay for these, but they're gonna eat them right now, 'cause-
Right.
Or else we're gonna have a way worse problem.
Yeah.
That's impressive. 2 kids in a grocery
Lakeland
store.
did pretty well. She just kept saying, "I want to be I want a toy," and I said, "If you're good, I'll get you a toy." Never got her a toy.
Old bait and switch.
Sly. Got her an apple
forgot about
instead.
it.
Check out them dad skills.
You got an
Got her
apple.
steered towards some health.
yeah, that's right.
I used to do like when the kids were little, I would do a get whatever you want day.
Wow.
So, and I would do it once a month and make a big
Really?
deal about it. Yeah.
That's
so-
awesome.
It only happened once a
Food?
month.
Yeah,
They could
where are we?
They could put whatever they want in that friggin' cart
Oh, in the grocery store.
in the grocery store.
Man.
Really?
So
That's like that's when you're buying, you know.
Gosh,
that-
So they
that's
were-
the greatest
Supermarket
thing
sweep?
ever.
Yeah.
That was another
Oh, such a
show
good
that
show.
shouldn't have been as entertaining as it really was. You know?
Right.
Why is that show around?
I don't even know what
You
you're
know,
talking
Double
about.
Dare's been on lately. You remember Double Dare?
Oh, yes.
Sorry. Anyway,
Carry on.
But
get whatever
it-
you want.
Yeah, but it worked out because I
That
mean, literally,
got
I would
it
let
out.
them throw whatever crap they wanted in there. And
They only have that day to eat it.
that one day to eat it,
And it
and
was gone.
on the way home, and when we got into the kitchen, I'd get rid of some stuff because there was so much. They get a box of cereal, a candy bar, or whatever they wanted, and I really did make them eat pretty healthy the rest of the week or the rest of the month, and they couldn't eat it all.
Yeah.
You get a belly full of cereal, and the rest of that stuff,
Stomach
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
and it cost me what, $100?
Yeah, tops.
You know, so
Wow.
whatever. It was worth it.
Yeah.
But it was magical because they would just go in the store and be like, I want
That
this,
sounds
and I want
fun.
this, and I want this. And
That sounds like a blast.
Man.
Yeah, that sounds
Mine
like
were all big ticket items that I get the other day. I got a big bag of dog food, diapers.
Big ticket.
What else
Diapers
did I
are
get?
expensive.
Diapers are so expensive.
Really?
Especially
What does a box of diapers cost?
expensive. Formula's
like
expensive
20 bucks
too.
or like $10? Like what are we talking here?
Depends on the
how much
number.
a box of diapers cost?
let's look it up.
We're playing the
For-
prices right
Lakeland's-
here.
Yeah.
Or Violet's formula, because she's on Alimentum or whatever. It's $30 for this
Oh
thing, and
my
it lasts
gosh.
maybe a week. It's
Wow.
insane.
What?
Yeah. Dog food's expensive.
Wow.
We did a diaper drive one time way back in the day for like
No, that's huge.
the hospital
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff and had
huge.
everybody just bring because it's
It's like a diaper
Wow.
shower
Yeah.
that people do.
the social workers would they would go visit these people that didn't have families that didn't even have diapers. So they'd take 10, 12 diapers with them and give them, and we got a truckload of diapers and they're just gone like that.
It's crazy.
Well,
For
so
216, it's $47.
Wow.
What size though?
Oh yeah, this looks like
Is that newborn or
I don't
a
know
1?
anything about this, Rich.
So Trice is in a 5.
Okay, I think this is 1.
Okay, Trice is
So
in
that's
a
probably the cheapest one, right?
probably small. That or newborn. They're expensive. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
it's expensive.
Do people like this?
I mean,
is-
216 and a newborn. I mean, Violet probably, when she was that small, went through 10 a day, 6 to 10 a day.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, Trice craps all the time.
Do you have one of those?
Diaper genies?
Yeah, you
No.
stuff it in there. And I
No.
had to have one
I
of
just
those.
trash them outside.
Oh, you go outside. That's cool.
What's up? You need to go potty?
I need you.
I need you.
I need you.
It's a 20-second
Yeah, and
timeout.
so now we can no longer talk about diapers because I'm the only one here that has any experience about
I was
diapers.
gonna say, yeah, that's
Do people
that's
not
under
like
that topic.
I don't want to say reuse, but like from a sustainability standpoint, didn't at one point in time people like wash?
Yeah, so like I came up on like cloth diapers, but remember I'm 50 years old,
Yeah.
so my mom had cloth diapers and that was her thing.
Well, that's why I'm wondering. Like, I feel like that was back in the day. No.
Mm-hmm.
They still have them. People use those, and I think it's like inserts or something that you clean, and then you can.
Ooh, I don't know
I
about
don't know
that.
too
We
much about
actually had like a diaper that was a cloth diaper, and you had to fold it and put it on. And so my mom told me that the first word that I learned was pin because I was afraid of getting stuck. Because
Oh gosh.
you don't
Yeah.
Yeah. Safety pin.
you take a safety pin and you put the safety pin on there. And she said I never stuck you, but you were always afraid of that, and you learned to say pin as the first word, like and pin like.
Well, it's amazing though that like not being stuck that you would even
Know that.
You know.
Yeah.
Maybe you had like your own mishap. Maybe she didn't stick you. Maybe you stuck yourself.
Yeah, like I don't know,
Something.
but like so when my kids the whole diaper thing was going down, like I'm just being honest. There was no way I was doing the real diaper. I'm not washing that. I'm not doing all
That's
that.
right. I
I'm
feel
not-
like-
I wonder. I'm like,
I feel like
does
most
that
people
work?
nowadays wouldn't really be.
you got to be super committed. I mean, to be like,
That's got to be like a totally different.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. I could tell some stories right now, and I don't want to embarrass my children, but yeah, that is absolutely one of the worst parts of the whole parenting experience. And I don't care what anybody says. You can be all, I love my kid and blah, blah, blah,
Well, No one
whatever.
wants to be, messing with poop.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Period. End of story. I did it because that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But
yep.
So
And you survived. You're here.
barely.
yeah, and you don't smell funny or anything like that, so that's positive.
Yeah.
Long-term stench.
When Taylor got to 16, I had look, you guys know. Both of you know how much I love my children and how committed I was, and so I've demonstrated that and proven that in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Taylor got to 16, I had it. I was done hauling him to soccer practice.
Yeah.
I was done driving people around. All the grace ran out.
Yeah. All at once.
Yeah. Like all the years had built up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I remember parents saying to me like, I don't know if I should let my kid drive, and I'm so worried about him on the streets. And I was like, Taylor, if you fail this driving test, I'm going to ground you for that.
You were failing.
You will drive. I will.
drive yourself
This is
around from now on.
And
expectation.
your sister. And I'm going to give you a
Wow.
list of things you're going to get for me.
Yeah.
Like the day right out the gate, man, they were off to
Yeah.
the races. I had just had it.
You know what's funny though? You say it talking about expectation. I actually listened to this morning, which is crazy, but it's kind of parallels to our fitness stuff here. Is I can't remember what it's called in like the psychology world, but it's called like, it sounds silly, like the expectation theory or something.
Okay.
So the title was "What's the number one mistake that leaders make?"
Okay.
And it goes to a study where these people, they're all given a rat in a maze. And half of the rats they give to the people, and they say, these rats have been trained to get through this maze exceptionally well. And the other group has been, you get a rat.
You get a rat.
You
get a rat.
Yeah. This seems like a really weird.
Rats all the way
Right.
around.
Right.
I don't
That's
want a
for
rat.
everybody.
Yes.
I don't want a rat. What did I miss? We were talking about diapers. Weren't
Yeah,
we?
We
Jim
did.
was telling
We
us about
segued.
poop and stuff.
We segued.
So the other group we're talking about expectation.
Is that what we're going to call the podcast? Poop and stuff?
Poop and stuff.
In other words, we're talking about expectations now?
Okay, so I was just the thing I heard this morning. It parallels, I promise.
Okay.
Could tell like our fitness stuff too. I don't even know how I got there. It's fine. Anyway, okay, so
Some people got rats that they said they've been taught how to do this
Yes.
maze, and other
and
people,
the other
I'm
people
assuming, were
said,
told that they weren't trained.
You got a rat that wasn't.
Okay.
Was there poop at the end of the maze?
No.
It was some kind of party.
Well, I'm sure there were because there were rats.
It was probably food.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, so the people who had the bottom line is everyone got the same rat.
None of them were trained, or
None of them actually
okay.
had any training whatsoever. The people that had what they thought were trained rats performed 50% better than the non-trained rats. So they took the study in all sorts of other forms, and what happens is if you go in and you have the expectation, this is from your daughter. So Jim was going to ground his daughter if she did not pass the driving test because he was tired of
I
driving.
remember. Yep.
So it just goes back to same with like the fitness thing. But like, if you have the expectation that somebody can do something, they will do it.
That's really true.
You know, which I was like,
There's a higher chance
There's a
they'll
lot
do
to
it.
that that's the truth, you know, where you can put your mind and yeah.
When somebody believes in you, you're more likely to do something versus if you always feel like you're not worthy or not good enough, then you're not.
So how did the rats perform better?
How did we get to that
Well,
from poop?
Because
I
he
still
was
don't
talking
know how
about his
that
daughter.
transition worked.
We were talking about kids
I
growing
get
up and
it.
expectations, and you were, I think,
Dealing with poop.
Yeah,
right.
literally.
Like, I think that's a lot about what happens in the culture at Mayhem too.
Right.
Yeah.
Expectations are super high, super high for everybody, and people perform to those expectations. You know, that's a big freaking deal.
I would agree with that.
There are not really any options other than that. Am I wrong?
No.
No.
I mean, that's
It kills me when people come along and they don't understand it, and they. I'm talking about competing now.
well, and it's
There's-
not even. But too, it's not like I don't. I'm speaking like I'm the one that does it, but I think all of us. But I don't expect somebody to be able to do everything, but I expect them to try, or at least like put your head down and work. I mean, if you can't do something, then hey, as long as you're trying, you're not going to have any fight from me. Like I'm behind you 100%. But if you give up or if you are looking for a way out, then we're not going to see eye to eye.
Yeah, make excuses.
And you can't, like, you're not going to fit in here.
But I think that's kind of also like the beauty behind your expectation of others is, yes, you have, especially for like your immediate group, you have super high expectation. But even before you knew and could understand what level any of us were at, you, because fitness came so easy to you, in my mind, have always expected that people can do these amazing things, which is awesome. Like, it's this gift I feel like you have that you don't even know you have.
Right.
Because he just assumes that you can lift this heavy weight or do this gymnastics, like, and you've done that to me multiple times where I'm like, what? Huh? But if you assume that people can do these things and you just expect them to do it, then it's like, you know, fight or flight. But you know what I mean? Like, you do it in both environments.
Yeah, I think there's also just people here that already hold themselves to high standards, so they don't really need that. And sometimes they do just need the comfort of, hey, just you're doing the best you can, like when you're 5 workouts in or whatever, and you're like, all right, I'm just doing what I can do, you know, and that's cool because I'm giving it my all.
That's all we ask.
I spent 30 minutes yesterday after everybody left with Jake, and it's incredible. You know, so here's me and Jake down here, and we're fitnessing for health and for life. And then here's this team that's, you know, the best team ever in the world, arguably. And so we had these different levels of competition, but the expectation piece is really all the same.
Same, yeah.
Everybody
Those guys
walk
in the
through the
afternoon
door.
do the same thing. They get to work.
And you don't have anybody that comes to the barn who gets invited to come to the barn that's not going to be in that space.
No.
You don't have anybody, and I don't care what your fitness level is. And Jake was expressing to me how much he appreciates that.
Right.
He knows he's not trying to be Rich Froning.
No.
He gets that.
But he gets the same amount of attention, or I'm like, hey, Jake, jump in on this.
Yep.
Even if it's like we're doing a team workout, we're going to
Yep.
scale it or do whatever we have to so where
Yep.
he can be involved. But, yeah, no, I mean, I think that's kind of the beauty of CrossFit as well, is that, you know, everything you can make it relative to whoever that person is and whatever their fitness level is.
But you're expected to have a mindset
That, hey, I'll try.
that I'm gonna give max effort here today.
Yep.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
There isn't anybody up there that's sneaking around on the edges or not doing the work.
Or else they're not coming back.
Right.
you
And
know?
and it's crazy because you don't even have to tell them not to come back.
Yeah, they just kind of.
There's a few people that pop up every now and then that you've invited up, and they don't make it but a couple 3 weeks, and they go away.
They go.
And I was talking to Jake about his life, and I was saying, remember when you were writing on the board every time Jake would come?
His days.
You were marking those days.
He's probably like 200 by now.
Yeah, and now
Gosh.
longer it's not necessary
He doesn't need it.
to mark days.
Right.
It's almost a foregone conclusion that he's going to be there.
Right.
And we were talking about, he was sharing with me
Reliability.
when he shared with personal things that went on in his life and the things that sidetracked his life. And taking the lesson, he's taking the lesson from your barn into his life.
Right.
And it's super
cool.
powerful.
That's awesome.
It bleeds
Yeah.
off into life. And he was really articulate about it yesterday. It made me really happy.
Jake's a good kid.
Yeah.
That's a solid dude.
Good
man.
kid.
Yeah. The barn's a magical place.
What about
It's
magical
so
place?
Or painful.
It's painful, Kate.
It's a metaphor for life, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot that and you've said it a million times, just about what sports taught you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be anywhere near what I am, but even if I didn't have the physical gifts that I'd been given, I mean, if I didn't have sports, I wouldn't be doing anything like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah, without question. So the other day, Silver told me this story, which was really funny. So speaking of sports, and I think all of us are just kind of naturally wired to be like moving in sports in general, you know? But can you think of anything, like crazy things you used to do for fitness at any time in your life? So Silver told me this story about how he was rollerblading around giving out tickets, and in between he'd be doing his push-ups and sit-ups.
Yeah,
and it made me think, like, what things have you guys done? Because we're all crazy fitness people, like before CrossFit or whatever that you might have done to like stay in shape, or like crazy things you used to do to be fit.
When I was in college, I had a work-study job working for the police department, and so I would write parking tickets in all the parking lots at the university. And I went to the, chief of police and convinced him to let me wear rollerblades. Mm-hmm. So it was the best job I've ever had.
Smart.
I skated that campus
rollerblading's so fun too.
as hard as I could go,
so
and then
fun.
every ticket you wrote was 30 push-ups.
30 push-ups.
So
that's a lot.
So I spent my whole day
doing push-ups.
And this is when I'm
every day?
I'm preparing every day, all summer long.
30 push-ups.
For 3 years, so you get...
You haven't had shoulder surgery before?
Dude.
How many do you think you did a day?
Hundreds and hundreds. No joke.
Yeah, I mean, you 30 every ticket.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Probably wrote 20, 30 tickets,
it depends
right?
on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some days you maybe do 8, and some days you do 20 or whatever.
Did you ever have days where you hoped that you didn't have to write a ticket because you were sore?
But no, when you're 22, that's not what comes to your mind.
Yeah, that's true.
I was
push-ups.
Well, I've showed you some
awesome.
pictures of me in the
Jacked.
day. You're just jacked, and you can't wait to get to the football season. And I skate as hard as I could, go to the lots, do my push-ups, read the paper,
just a terror.
wave at the chicks. Whatever you had to do is what you got to do.
Sit cross-legged with your rollerblades, just spinning them wheels.
They had some amazing hills
That's
that you could fly down a hill, jump onto
Did
a
you ever
road.
wipe out?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Did you do any sweet tricks?
Did you
Yeah.
Did you heel click or anything?
I could do a really hard, I don't even know what it was
Hard
called.
stop?
A hard stop where
Like
you
a
drag
hockey
your
stop.
foot and spin.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That's more like figure skating. Hard stop. Like I'm thinking hockey stop where you're here and then you can cut.
No, you can't really do that on rollerblades.
Oh,
I
you can.
couldn't.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you're playing hockey,
That'd be
you can.
cool.
I can do it.
That was a cool job, though. But to your
question,
Yeah.
like what?
it was all about working out.
Right.
Man, I used to I'd be in the living room for hours on end doing push-ups. Dad had some of those Sears concrete weights, doing curls,
Oh, man.
doing the ab rollout,
Yep.
I got
for
chairs.
hour. Yeah, chairs, chair
Feet on the
dips.
fireplace,
Yep.
chairs.
For
Yep.
sure.
Push-ups.
Chair dips.
Yep.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff.
I
All
would get on
chest
the
and back
elliptical
stuff
too.
though.
Oh god.
No
And
legs.
just go like 30 minutes.
No legs ever.
So
People
know.
would make fun of me, be like, "What are you doing? What are you training
Elliptical
for?"
is
From here up, that was it.
That was
So I
the
did.
opposite for me early.
Really?
I did all legs.
Did you? See, I never
I mean,
did any legs.
and
I
I had
wish
no
I
upper
would have
body.
known now what I know then. Or no, yeah.
I used to do air lat stuff, just squeezing like this because I wanted big traps.
You remember the grip
Yeah.
things? Dad
Yeah.
used to have some of those. We'd go on
Absolutely.
trips, and I'd just sit there for hours, just squeezing the red, the
I
red.
knew with this group that
Can
there'd be
crusher.
ridiculous answers
What
to this
about you?
question.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I wasn't.
Just tell it.
Just
Spill
Let
it.
it go.
I guarantee
You'll
she
feel
ran
better.
a lot.
The truth will
I
set
ran
you free.
so much.
I guarantee she ran a lot. That's
well,
about
I ran. I did all sorts of cardio. I rollerbladed a lot too. When they told me I couldn't
Yeah.
run, like your off season, like you were saying, like I would rollerblade so hard through Cocoa Beach, like there was no rest, like till my legs fell off.
Yeah.
And I'd be up at 5. I did a lot of weight
legit.
training.
I could totally relate with that.
Should get you guys on some rollerblades.
Woo!
Got
We
some at the
should
bar.
get
I've got
some.
some at the barn.
You do?
Ooh.
I've got
love
like 8
rollerblades.
pairs
We
of
should do it.
rollerblades.
I didn't know
Every
that.
year, my
What?
Reebok contract would be up, or
Perfect.
Are you
I'd have leftover
serious?
money, and I'd just get brand new hockey stuff for me and Darren every year for like
Oh
5
my
years.
that.
gosh.
Yeah.
That would be
I can't
so
wait.
fun.
They're not in your size.
You could just stuff a T-shirt in there. You're fine.
You get
fine,
Darren,
I'll
Darren
figure it
has
out.
some your size, but we each have
Oh, there
probably
we go.
4 and 5
Irons.
pairs of rollerblades.
We should
Yeah.
go on a rollerblading trip.
I used to go
So
down my
much
brother's.
Down the
It'd be
mountain.
fun. No.
Down the
Ooh, that's-
Definitely not.
There's no brakes on the hockey rollerblades either.
I don't need brakes.
You'll need brakes going down the hill.
Yeah, that would be legit
just
going down
be a
that hill.
bailout. Well, my brother was super into skateboarding, so I was rollerblading. So I would try to go down his ramps, and I would follow him around. So I was like rollerblading like a crazy person all the
I
time.
rollerbladed when I was little, and then like when I lived in the city for a little while in Chicago, down Lakeshore Drive, and
Oh,
there'd be
wow.
like it wasn't like a cool thing to do then, but there'd be like these
Still
weird
not a
guys that
cool
come up and
thing.
they're like, they're on like the really expensive ones, and they come up and they're like, and they like keep
Can you
going.
still
and you're
buy
like,
them? Like, can we go get some fresh
can.
rollerblades?
Yeah.
you can buy really expensive ones.
You can buy hockey
Okay.
rollerblades
Kristin,
easily.
let's go rollerblade
Roller
shopping this
hockey.
weekend.
Okay.
I'm kind of pumped.
There was always somebody on the college camp, and this is before they like banned
Spandex.
You can't
pink
even
and
like.
purple spandex. Did you wear spandex?
And I did not ever wear spandex.
That's a good question,
Ever.
too.
Not one time.
Not once.
But they'd
That
snap.
weren't shorts. Shorts don't count.
Right. Snapping ankles though. People on rollerblades. There's always somebody snapping
Breaking.
an ankle, breaking a bone.
Why?
Because they're trying to do tricks, jump
But
off
aren't
something.
they high? Your
Yeah, but
rollerblades
man,
are low?
Think about it. You land, you
Yeah.
stop wrong,
Yeah.
you do.
I mean,
don't know.
you're
Oh.
raised off the ground. You're just you're literally on something
Guess
that
when you're
big.
a kid, you don't really think about it, huh?
No. What was your fitness kind of wild kind of?
I would get on the elliptical, no kidding, for like 30 minutes and just go as fast as I could on that thing. No resistance. People come up to me like,
What are you doing?
Just
What-
pouring
what's
sweat.
going on
Did you
there?
keep your hands on the thing or did you move your hands?
no, I would like
Oh, okay.
move them. And then I go do whatever like weight training I had to do or whatever. But I would just be at the gym for like ever. I'd
Yeah, me
like
too.
bounce around in the classes, like spin class,
Oh,
weights,
yeah, spin class was a
yoga,
thing.
whatever.
Oh man, when I was at the fire station after 5 o'clock, it was your time.
Mm-hmm.
There was a TV back there, and so I was literally in the gym from 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock, depending on if we had how many calls we had, or if we didn't have any calls. I was in there for 4 and 5 hours.
Yeah.
Guys would just walk back there. You all right? Yes, I'm doing something. I'm not. Like it was crazy.
See, this is why CrossFit is so good for nuts like us, because otherwise we would still be doing something for 4 hours or 3 hours a day.
we
but it
still
wouldn't be
do
as-
stuff for 3 or
Yeah,
4
I'm saying-
hours a
exactly.
day.
No, I'm saying we
And
do.
it's probably even crazier.
No, we do
so.
stuff that's way worse, but we didn't know how to like channel it before. We were doing things that like at least we're
I did the
exercising
same
8 hours
thing
for.
basically every
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
chest
Yeah.
and back, bis and tris. Alternate.
Yeah.
Usually the day I was on shift was chest and back. The morning, so like after I'd get done cleaning, doing all that stuff, I'd do my. So if I went chest and back, I'd go bis and tris the next morning, and then I'd be done for the day. Maybe do some cardio, light running on that
Yeah.
day off. That was it.
Are you kidding? I used to do cardio for 4 hours a day. The
Not me.
triathlon
Not me,
stuff.
dude.
Oh my gosh.
Nautilus machines.
Yep.
The goal was leg extensions. That was my favorite machine. I
Okay.
want to do the stack.
The leg
you
extensions.
leg extensions. Now,
You're-
not
no wonder your knees are broken.
sure, but back in the day when you're young, then you're just killing the stack, just
Oh.
smashing it.
Oh, when you're extending, you're like
Yeah,
sitting there
leg
and extend.
extensions?
Ugh.
Yeah.
My
oh.
legs in the day were so friggin' big.
Yoked, huh?
Oh my god.
Yoked.
But that was, you just did that every
How
day.
many ACL surgeries you had?
2.
How
but,
many
Two?
meniscus?
I've had like 7 knee surgeries
No,
now.
you
but,
have not.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Leg extensions.
Yeah,
The
but-
stack.
yeah, it was awesome back in the day, baby.
We're still good. We got questions?
We do have questions.
Oh.
Did you put it on mine?
Yep.
Because I don't know how to do that.
All right. It's all good. We got it. There's tons.
Good.
Okay.
Any
hold
good
on,
ones?
Let me,
Probably
Can
not.
I ask one
See
trivia
y'all.
question first? Because I
Trivia?
really
Let's
wanted
do.
to ask you guys this.
Okay.
It's trivia though.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, did you have a magic 8-ball? I got to
No.
play with
No.
one at a restaurant this last weekend.
I knew people that did, but I did not.
If they're so fun. Jeez, how could you not? Well, then
No,
you
they're not
probably
that
don't
much
know. Do you know what the little thing inside looks like?
What shape is that?
If you know the answer to this, I'll give you $20 if you know the answer to this, because I
So,
read it and I was like, no way.
It's a triangle is what you see. Mm-hmm. But there's was there 16 sides?
A poly.
Oh man, if you guys get this, I will freaking the $20 just
I don't know.
because I can't even say it
Trip-
really.
Uh,
It starts with ICO.
Oh, no.
I-
No, what is it?
Icosahedron. How
Like-
do you say that word? How do you say that?
No idea what you're talking about.
Icosahedron.
Icosahedron. Man, I was gonna be really impressed if you knew that.
Sorry, I don't.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Kristin.
All right.
It wasn't really trivia.
What
That
did you
was just
say
like
the other day instead of mathematician? What was it you said?
magic magician or
No,
something like that?
It was something like
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't magic magician. It was better than that.
I thought it
you were like,
was-
I'm not really.
I'm not a magic magician or something
I'm
like
not
that.
yeah, it wasn't mathematician. It was a beautiful word, and now I forgot it.
Oh man.
I'm not a math magician.
Math magician?
Yeah,
Math
magician.
magician. That's what it was.
I'm not a math magician. I want to
That's a
use
good
that.
one.
I gotta
I
remember
like it.
that.
That's solid.
I'm not a math. That was me today. I'm not a math magician.
Not a math magician. All right.
All right. Let's get warmed up with an easy one. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Who was that?
Oh, gee.
I don't
You don't know?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know how to
Thanks
say
for
it.
asking.
Right.
That's very nice. You guys doing all right?
That's polite. I'm fine, thank you.
Doing
Thank
well.
All right.
you.
Will Dre finally be on a podcast now?
Good luck.
He
He's
refuses
resistant to it, isn't he?
I don't. I think now it's just like a thing that he won't be on. Well, he has to be on camera now because he's on the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
You should just tell him that he has to.
Yeah.
When we were at the YPO event in Texas, got on a bus, all the people are on the bus.
Yeah.
I'm on the inside next to the window, and he's like, hey, will you trade seats with me? I'm like, I'm fine right here. He's like, no, I don't want to talk to these people. And he wasn't being bad.
No,
he just
he
didn't want
just
to talk to
doesn't
anybody.
I
so-
don't know that I would have
Trade
coined
seats.
Dre as an introvert.
He's not when he's around people that. I mean, that's how
guess when he
that's
first-
how I was before. I mean, having to like.
You're
Put
like
yourself out
you're
there.
half. You're a
But
ambivert.
I've had to make myself be that way because I'm not that like I
Right.
like my group of people and I can talk to them. But
Yeah.
before, I would not get outside my group. Like it's just not in my nature to go out and like seek conversation with people. Like I enjoy it now.
Right.
But before it was like, I'm good. Like, you know, like that awkward, you see somebody that you used to know, like you know 'em, but you like, you see them at the store and you're like, do they remember me?
Yeah.
Do they not? I'm that person that goes to the next aisle
That you
because I'm
hard
like,
pivot. You
I
just
don't want to like,
No,
because I'm like, I don't remember if they remember
You're
me
walking
and I want to
in.
be like, hey, how's it going?
It's a
Yeah.
hard pivot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or whenever
God.
you sort of think you remember their name, and then it comes out and you get it wrong, and so you trail off. Hey, Reeves, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yep.
Yeah. I've
Hey, man.
done- yeah.
I always do the good to see you because that's hard. You know, everybody's
Yeah.
like, when you're like, oh, good to meet you. Like, we met 4 years ago back at this. And I'm like, so now I lead off with the good to see you.
That's good.
So now
Nice.
everybody knows my trick.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Good to see you. That means I don't know you. Sorry.
So now, good luck getting Dre. I mean, I've said something to him a couple of times. I feel like it'll
He's
have to be
gonna have to.
mandatory.
Yeah.
Especially now that we got another guy doing some film stuff for us. So
Yeah.
Right.
There we go.
Matt,
Matt.
Is your elk hunt archery or rifle?
going rifle this year. One of my buddies, Matt, different Matt Billings, childhood friend, not a CrossFitter, not really into fitness, and so I think it would be a lot to do a. He didn't really want to do archery, so we're gonna go rifle, and so that's it. We're leaving Friday, going for 8 days,
It's exciting.
unless we kill something, harvest something earlier.
Did you
Have you-
intentionally leave during Kristin and I's birthdays? Because
Oh, I
you're
didn't-
expected to do some sort of birthday with us now that you left on purpose during our birthdays. Do you know he left during our birthdays?
Sure.
Yeah, Kirsten's like, I don't
She's
care.
like, nah.
I just, I don't care.
I'll
But you should be here for Ellie's
harvest,
birthday.
I'll harvest an elk for you. How about that?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Did you decide what you're going to do for fitness? Because
I'm-
there will be no.
I'm bringing a sandbag empty,
Oh.
and I'm gonna buy a shovel.
Is there sand or rocks or you
I
don't
really
care?
don't know.
Tree
We're gonna figure
trunks?
it out. And I mean, they may have some fitness. I doubt they're gonna have some fitness equipment. And I don't really. It's hair in Montana.
Where are you guys?
This
are
is
you
our
guys
chance
camping?
to get ahead, Ellie.
Hair
It's
in,
our chance.
hair in Montana. So
But are
We
you
have a week.
camping or staying somewhere?
we're
or what
at
are
a
you doing?
lodge, and like
Oh.
there's a bunch of cabins and stuff. So
Oh.
I honestly don't
Nice.
I went to dinner with Matt.
Yeah.
And he was genuinely concerned. Like, all right, like, because he's not. Matt's a fit person and he works hard, but he's not into fitness.
No, he's not like. He's not overweight. He's not.
Right.
But he works hard. He does not do any type of fitness whatsoever.
But he was
He's
seriously
ran like
concerned.
3
He's like-
miles getting ready for this trip.
Give me some ideas about what I want to make sure Rich is working out.
He says
so
he's
going to
do the M30 workouts every day. Is what he says. So
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
We'll have
M-
to video some of those in the woods.
M30
Yeah.
is perfect for the trip.
Yep.
It is.
So we'll see.
Nice.
Lots of like 8 M30 workouts a day.
I know. There's a backlog.
Yeah.
That'd be some good video. You need to have him shoot some video.
Mm-hmm.
Videotape you.
Videotape.
Videotape.
Videotape. I'll get the camcorder. I'll put it in my bag.
All right, perfect. You should get a smaller one, that shoulder one.
Yeah, the shoulder one's a
Yeah,
little.
that's- it
No,
might
it'd be
scare
good.
away
It'd
the
add
elk.
the fitness, you know.
Yeah.
I should take a GoPro though.
Oh yeah.
That's a really good idea, actually. Okay.
All right. Do you miss being a firefighter?
I do miss being a firefighter, actually.
Well, you are a firefighter
I am.
now.
I have not had. I've been traveling so much that I have not been able to do much. I have to do all my practical stuff to kind of get back in 100%. I've done the classroom stuff, but I got to do my practical stuff. November, December, I'll have a little bit more time, no travel, so I'll try to get some of that knocked out. But I do miss it. I guess this was all on mine, so is there going to be questions directed only towards me?
That's
yeah,
good.
that's yeah.
We'll just comment.
But we can comment.
Let's see. Sorry,
We
I
can
haven't
save some
seen
of
these
these
yet. Train with Rich giveaway anytime soon?
Oh, we have talked about doing a Train with Rich giveaway.
When's
Doing
the
one
next one?
January 15th, I believe is what it is. Something like that. It's on the website. It's on there. We did discuss doing some type of giveaway. I don't remember what we were going to do. Maybe our Black Friday thing. We got some pretty cool stuff coming for Black Friday. A little blacked out mayhem gear.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
How did the Venom shirts were really cool.
They were cool. Went well.
Yeah?
Yeah, we did a bunch of pre-orders with that. May do something about the Froning 1 launch is supposed to come November 1st, so.
This is cool.
That'd be good.
So this is shoes.
The shoe, shorts, short sleeve, long sleeve shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
The next
Looking
Train
forward
with
to
Rich is January 11th until the 13th.
11th to
Next year.
13th.
I gotta
15th
admit, that's
is in the
like one
middle
of my
the week,
favorite things that happens around here.
It's
Oh,
fun.
I love
it's
it.
a good time.
Yeah.
People
Oh
are
my gosh,
great.
Training with Rich is awesome.
Yeah.
We have to figure out something fun to do since it'll be cold. Because this last time going to the waterfall was pretty fun.
Yeah,
that was
But
cool.
maybe
fun.
try to find something else we can do too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun to get out of the gym and do some stuff.
That's always a great time to like meet people, and you guys are gonna work out anyways.
Yeah.
That's
So-
Might as
true.
well work out with people.
It's like, I think it's the closest to what actually happens in your day that anybody can participate in. You can get in there and scale it, and then get after it. And
Right.
Plus, you get to meet so many cool people.
Yeah. Super fun. What time do you wake up and how do you start your day?
I wake up usually whenever Trice decides to start yelling. So this morning, that was at 7:07, and he just scoots his pack and play across the room until he's even with the bed, and then just keeps throwing things at me until I get up. That's literally how it worked this morning. And then right now my day just kind of goes by whatever the kids are doing that morning, and then I'll do some type of interval session, secret workout.
Secret workout.
And then we meet again at 11 for the team.
I think Trice right now, it's so funny because he can't talk,
Right.
but he's yelling now.
Yeah.
And
Like-
you could tell he's
Yeah.
like,
He thinks he's talking.
the noises he makes, they're like, you can kind of know their meaning. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
He says
he'll be
the
like, "Huh?"
same thing when he talks, but I have no idea what it is, but he knows exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I was leaving, getting in my car the other day, he was yelling goodbye to me, only he's not saying goodbye.
Yeah, he was just like,
and his hands going like
No,
this.
he'll say bye. He'll go bye. Bye. And he just
He was
yells.
so cute.
And then the other day, I swear it sounded like he said Tasia. Which blows my mind because he hates Tasia. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't hate Tasia, but every time Tasia comes, she just wants to pick him up, and he's just like, oh, give me away.
Yeah.
He's like,
What she still hasn't got figured out, I've tried to tell her to relax.
Yeah.
She's so awkward when she
she's
picks
like,
him up.
come here, baby.
But she's got this love in her eyes. But then she's holding him
And
all
that's what
weird, and
creeps
she
him out.
knows that it's
He's
weird.
like-
So he's like, she
Man,
gotta
that's-
relax.
That's
She gotta like,
it's a metaphor for Tasia's
yeah.
life. You know?
We don't want to, yeah. And then the other cool thing about this one right here is that,
How dirty she is. Look
well, yeah,
how
but
dirty
she's
she is.
totally into cleaning now.
Yeah, you do
Yeah.
like to clean,
Oh,
don't you?
yeah. Since
Why don't you
like
get your
last week.
nasty feet off the table, or you're going to
Yeah.
have to clean the table. How about that?
She kept me hydrated this
Is
morning.
that a bug? I think you just got a bug.
Oh,
off
yeah.
your
She
butt.
was offering
I
drinks
was
to
shooting
everyone.
my bow a little bit
Refreshments.
today,
yeah.
and she was bringing
Shots of
Shots of-
OTG.
Shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had like 4.
did you
How you
really?
feeling?
Just, hydrated.
Hydrated?
The most water
Yeah.
you've drank in.
It is
Oh,
seriously. Yeah, it's actually really a good
Four.
thing.
Thanks.
That's funny. All right. Any plans to write another book? If so, what would you like to write about?
We actually talked about this
We-
the other day.
Got a little plan.
Nice.
We got a plan.
Got a plan. It's in the works.
Wait. Wait and see.
Yeah,
Nice.
Pretty cool.
I'm like
Yeah, I think it'll be
really
cool.
excited
Yeah, I
about
think
that.
it could be
More
really
than
cool.
anything, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Be
Stay
fun.
tuned.
Stay tuned.
What's your advice to a 13-year-old trying to become the best in the world?
Play sports. Play as many sports as you can. Do not quit playing sports. Play sports. Play as many sports as you can. Do not quit playing sports.
I think Rich wants him to play sports.
Do not
Yeah.
use CrossFit as a training tool or training methodology to get better at your sports. Is that
It was clear.
okay?
It was
I think
clear.
that was pretty clear.
I
Wait,
don't know
so
how.
should they play sports?
I-
I'm
Yeah.
confused.
They should probably play some type of sports.
So what you're trying to say is,
Like it's a.
It drives me crazy.
Explain it just a little bit. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think so what happens is, or I get all these kids. One just walked by, Angelo. It's like you can only play organized sports, or like you can only do these things for so long. You're gonna get old one day, like myself, and you're not gonna be able to play those sports. There's so many things that I learned that I use in everyday life, not just CrossFit. CrossFit's gonna be like you can only compete for a small window. The pool is getting so large that, who knows what's going to happen. And with these new changes, who knows what's going to happen. So I've learned so much. One of my besides my dad and my grandpa and some of my uncles, one of the like biggest influences in my life is my high school baseball coach. And I learned so much from him and some of my other high school baseball coaches, not just Butch, but like a couple others that are so valuable. The lessons are so valuable that I use not just in physical, like what we do every day, but working with people, like
Right.
running the gym now, like being on a team with people and what to expect and how to lead and those type of things I learned playing sports. You're not going to do that. You're in the locker room camaraderie, just having some of my best friends that I don't talk to that much, but I can pick up the phone and if I needed something, Evan Dyer, he's a PA, one of my best friends. And if I need something, I call him, text him, whatever. He came up and, great dude. So those type of relationships, those lessons that you learn playing sports, you cannot learn doing what we do. Like,
For sure.
as an individual, for sure.
Right.
Now, us being
Right.
on a team is different,
Yeah.
but you're not going to have that at 13. And probably you're going to be hanging out with a bunch of people older than you. Like Angelo hangs out with a bunch of 30-year-olds,
Yeah.
Well, used to, not really as much anymore, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. I don't know. You guys can say what you think, but
Well, I like mayhem.
Yeah.
Athlete.
yeah,
Be an athlete.
be an athlete. Do something.
Yeah, and one of your secret success is it's not so much that you're great at all the CrossFit movements. You are, but you're an
Adapted,
athlete.
yes.
And when you get in situations that require you to be athletic, you can.
Right.
And we see a lot of people, even at the highest levels of CrossFit, who really struggle.
Yep.
That should be better, but they're not as athletic as they need to be.
Right.
And it catches up with them later.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. I think thinking back to when I was playing sports, it would have been really great for me to do 2 days of CrossFit. It would have been really beneficial. In in the off season or whatever when I wasn't full.
I think using CrossFit is a great tool.
Right.
I wish I had CrossFit back then.
Right. To be more powerful and
Yes.
better, hand-eye
All
coordination
around,
and
yes.
stuff. Yeah.
But as far as quitting playing sports to do CrossFit to be the best in the
Right.
world, don't do it. Please,
Right.
please don't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, you miss out on so many great opportunities.
You've
So
got plenty
many
of time.
things.
Plenty of time.
So many
I think we
things.
have we put way too much pressure on kids in our culture, our sports culture, to be a softball player or just to play baseball or to get on this traveling team, when really the truth is, listen, if you're good enough,
You'll play.
you're gonna play.
You're gonna play.
I promise you're gonna play.
Yep.
And I get this idea of specializing a little bit and getting good at something, but in general terms, the athletes that I knew that went on at a
Played
higher
multiple
level, they
sports.
played multiple sports and they were good at whatever they grabbed hold of. And then it really ends up being about your heart.
Yep.
And not what your dad or your mom's trying to get you to do,
or paying somebody for
Right.
you to do.
for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
Awesome.
my rant. If you
No,
want to
I
get
love
me,
it.
if you want to get me
I
on
agree.
one soapbox, that's my soapbox right there.
When are your signature shoes being released?
November 1st. That's the game plan. I was talking to
Yahoo.
Tal
Nice.
yesterday.
Awesome.
We actually have some. I think he was having a meeting today about how they're gonna do the media launch and all that type of stuff. So we're
That's
getting.
cool.
I mean, we're 2 weeks away, something like that.
Did you get what you wanted as far as
Yeah,
you
they're
found
great.
they made a shoe that you were happy with?
Yes, I'm
and-
very happy with it. It's taken a long time, but we've got. I think it's a great shoe. I love the shoe. It's way better than the Compete, and I think it's better than anything that I've worn before. You can.
Wow.
The thing about it is you can train in it. It's a great training shoe, but you can also just kind of hang out in it all day. It's not gonna hurt your feet. It's a good shoe. I
So
like
it looks good too.
Looks good.
Then I think that's cool that you actually got so much input.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
I got a
not
lot
just
more
you're
input on
sticking
this
your
one.
name on
Right.
something.
And
It's
Tal
actually
did an awesome job. We went back and forth, changed a couple things, added a couple things, took a couple things away. It's been really fun.
right on.
All right. Would you rather do 1,000 burpees or 500 thrusters? They said at an appropriate rate or weight.
Probably 1,000 burpees because my knees would explode at the 500 thrusters.
We did 1,000 wall balls at one time though.
We did 1,000 wall balls.
That
Maybe
was
that's why my
gross.
Really?
maybe that's why my knees
Yeah.
explode.
Yeah.
Well, wait, what was it? 1,000
Just-
each
It
or
was, I think it was
500?
flat out for
500.
time?
We did
It
1,000
was partner.
between two people, and we did sets of 25, and the ball couldn't touch the ground.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was bad.
Oh.
But actually,
It
I mean,
wasn't that
I
bad.
take it back. It wasn't as bad as the workout we did this morning.
It was This morning was way worse than
Yeah.
that. That was not hard at all.
All right. Most recent book you read?
I'm still reading that George Washington biography. That's a long book.
Once you get done with that one, I feel like you should, whatever book you read, we should all just like
Read a
Yeah.
book.
do
it's
a
good
book
idea.
club.
I'm
That'd be
down.
cool.
Yeah, this book is long. It's been long. It's like literally, I forgot. It's like 1,000 pages or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's a thick book. I haven't even started it yet.
It's good. It's really good.
I finally took it off my nightstand.
Finally to the constitute or they've gotten rid of the Articles of Confederation and they're working on the Constitution now, so it's pretty cool.
Wow.
It's very cool.
Sorry. Let's see. How old were you when you started CrossFit?
How old was I? 20.
You said 10 years ago, no?
22. It'll be 10 years in July. So, and I'll be right 21, 22. I was about to turn 22 when I started CrossFit. So 21. Oh, I'm so old. It's a third of my
Cry me
life.
a river.
A
Yeah,
third of
seriously.
my
It's
life
crazy to think you've been doing
has
CrossFit
been
for that long.
devoted to CrossFit.
That's awesome.
That's really true.
Wow.
A third of my
That
life.
is crazy.
With all your formidable years, as they would say.
Yep.
Someone asks, are we going to start seeing more videos on the Mayhem YouTube channel?
Yes. We're actually going to start kind of pushing, especially with all the recent changes to the games. We're working on trying to get some more content up there. We actually filmed a video this morning. The hard part was Dre is going to school, and he's got so much going on that, we just, for him to do videos and maybe get Kay Miller involved on some of that stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is you work out with us, so it's kind
Yeah.
of hard for you to do any video. But
Yeah.
Kristin does a lot of the social media stuff for us, and the game plan is to try to get a lot more content. We did some video yesterday of just some body weight movements for M30, so people kind of have a
Nice.
glossary of movements.
You were on fire in those videos.
Hey,
Those were
you know?
wildly entertaining. Rich showed
Wildly.
up like
Nice.
I was like, wow,
They
he's
were-
bringing it today.
We were just being stupid, but
they were
fun.
hilarious.
They were
Oh,
fun.
good.
So
You
people
sh-
we'll probably get a bunch of thumbs downs, but hey,
They were really funny.
As long as they're
That's
tuning
awesome.
in.
hey.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean the idea
Wildly.
is with because there's going to be a little bit of hole probably on some of the media stuff with some of the changes that have happened with the game. So we're going to try to pick up some slack, especially with as many good athletes we have here competing on the teams, but also Tia lives here now, so having her involved, and Matt when he comes back, I think, and we get a lot of people that pass through and travel through. So
Yeah,
I think it should
for
be
sure.
fun. I think it's an area we can definitely do some more stuff with.
Awesome. Have you ever met someone you were starstruck by?
I met Dale Earnhardt Jr. one time, and I don't know why, but I was kind of like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm not like, people
Yeah.
are people now, especially because, I mean, once you kind of get to know people, you realize, hey, they're just really good at whatever they're good
Right.
at, and that's how they became famous. But I grew up just a huge NASCAR fan, so Dale Earnhardt Sr. was like, he was the man, and then to meet Dale Jr. was pretty cool. No, nobody else really. I saw Barry Sanders, and he was literally my childhood hero.
I was gonna say, geez.
I didn't get to talk to him though. He was at the Celebrity Beach Bowl before the Super Bowl in I think it was 12 or 13. Man, that was cool.
Yeah. When we were at the Arnold last year,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, when Arnold came walking
that
out,
was cool.
I was like, there's
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's Arnold
That's pretty
Schwarzenegger,
cool.
yeah.
That was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
used to have his encyclopedia of, weightlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the first book I ever got where you're just learning how to lift and reading his
Yeah.
story. And
That's cool.
I got to be honest, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's Arnold
That's
Schwarzenegger.
awesome.
He's
Yeah.
pretty sweet. He looked out of it, and
He was
his handler
there
was
so
trying to
much
keep him
going
moving
on
straight.
for him, I bet,
Yeah.
just like everybody. Well, I mean, your name's on the event. Everybody's
Yeah.
trying to talk to you.
Jeez, yeah.
It was weird because you could. And he's an older guy now, right?
He's in his
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
Is he in his
70s or- yeah.
Wow.
When he got
kidding.
close, and I'm not Arnold. I love you. I mean, not that you're even gonna care, but
Now you're probably even listening to this.
but his hair was
Yeah.
like spray painted
Yeah.
orange or whatever it was, and you could just see right through it. It was. I just got close to him, and I was like, oh wow. But he's 70,
Hey.
so
Yeah.
Hey.
Arnold.
his arms were still pretty.
Still jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
He's
big
cool.
guy.
This is one kind of for everyone.
There we go.
What was your first impression of each other, and how have those impressions changed, or have they?
Oh,
They have not changed. My first impression of Elly was we did a running workout at the track. Me and Hewitt and Elly, and it was cold, freezing cold. And so
This is the first workout you did together?
yes,
Yeah.
and so we're doing kind of like a
Good one for you, Elly.
I know,
like a
right?
sprint into like a recovery jog. And so we're running and we're in the recovery jog, and Elly goes, so is this like talking recovery or what? And me and Hewitt both look at her and said, no.
Oh, no.
If that was a foreshadowing on what the rest of our
That's
like,
awesome.
experience together is. Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
So, yeah, that's that was pretty accurate.
And that was my first impression as well. Okay, they're not interested in talking.
That's awesome.
My first impression of KM was she worked out with us. She drove like through the night. And then I walked out in the gym. We were doing something back here, and you were just curled up in a ball
Oh yeah,
against
I
the
actually
wall.
flew, but yeah, you guys were doing something back here, and I like had done stuff
Just
at the
curled
gym,
up.
and I was like,
So
She was
tired.
asleep.
She was asleep, out cold, done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like my first thought was like, okay, she's here. She's kind of sort of trying out. What is she doing asleep up against the wall? What is going on?
Oh
like,
no.
No, it was great.
And then, it turned out to be magic.
I was
after
like
that.
sick when I came to visit too, and like,
Oh, yeah.
Did you think we were nuts?
no.
No.
I think it was kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
Like
Nuts.
just working out. Yeah, I was like sick. I had this cold thing and like upper respiratory, so like, I was just like tired and whatever. I like had to work like a whole bunch of days right before that so that I could get these few days off to like come visit. And then I was like stressed because I was like, if it goes well, I'm gonna have to like quit my job, but like I just started here, and like so I think all that, like I was sick and I was like, I'm just really tired, I'm just gonna fall asleep here.
Yeah.
And then when you're in like a new place, like I don't know, for me, I can't like sleep well the first night, so I think there was that too, because that was I think maybe the second day
Yeah.
or something.
I think it was like you just got here. I don't even think
Really?
you'd gone to Yvette's.
Because
or
I
anything.
thought,
I picked you up from the airport.
yeah, and then we came to the barn and like someone was already like videoing you for something,
Oh.
Imagine
and we
that.
did the machines. Like, and I walked in and we literally started doing machines. And it's funny because
Oh,
Elly
yeah.
was like, Kristin, we never do this. Like, we always like hang out and like do this.
Yeah.
But like, we
it was
literally,
the milk thing.
Oh, the milk thing.
that's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like 2 minutes on, 1 minute
Yeah.
off.
Mhm.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That was your
Because
first.
we just like
okay.
walked in and then Lindy was like, showed up like later
Oh,
and she
right.
was just like standing and she's like, you guys, why did, like, you never start this early? Like,
Yeah. Everyone was like, "This is
Pretty
weird."
accurate. Yeah.
yeah.
We did double unders,
think that was the
parallel
first time.
handstand push-ups, and we did that the assault runner deadlifts.
Oh,
Was it
the
DT?
basically DT
DT.
with a run. Yeah,
that was
killed
a
me.
punishing workout.
And then we did the muscle up while your partner holds a handstand hold, and I was with Hewitt.
Hewitt loves handstand holds.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Jim, I don't really remember. I remember seeing you at the old gym a couple times.
Yeah.
It's like, that dude's jacked for how old he is. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. It was funny because I was a member here long before anything else. And so I was around you guys for, a year and a half. And you were who I thought you were, which was cool.
That's cool.
Like what I saw from the outside, as I got to know you more and got more involved in your life, you guys were who I thought you were, which was great. So I don't really ever have there's no kind of like,
No, Starstruck.
kind of a
Yeah.
thing like that. And I knew what CrossFit was when I came here, but I didn't really understand.
Right.
I didn't understand what was going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, first it was just like, oh, this is a really cool place to be with a bunch of really good people.
Right.
So getting to know you that way first was.
It's funny, like some people. I don't want to say. I don't remember what I talk about, but I do sometimes. But like when I. Like thinking about like conversations with people, often I remember how I felt during the conversation and not the details of the conversation. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
But my first time interacting with you, I have no idea what we talked about.
Right.
I remember thinking, wow, I really like the way that this guy Like I remember thinking like, well, this is someone I want to talk to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know
in
if
a
you
few
guys work that
minutes.
way. Do you?
I like talking to Jim.
Yeah.
I like talking to Jim from the beginning.
No, I mean not like I'm saying.
I don't like
when,
talking to you.
Obviously. Never mind.
It's a whole
Let's-
different emotional experience.
Yeah. Let's save some of those since we're. I
Okay.
mean, we got a bunch there, so we can.
That's awesome.
We can start off
Man.
with that next time too.
Yeah. I'll have to
Maybe
figure
we'll
out how to.
Just
Yeah.
screenshot them,
Yeah, I'll just like write down the
or
good
just
ones or something.
screenshot them while
Yeah.
you go down to the next one. Cool.
Perfect.
Episode 51. Trifecta, RP Strength, CrossFitMayhem.com, and MayhemMindset.com.
Absolutely.
Peace.